Open carrier.
Nah, let him know. Let him talk.
Check your portables, open carrier.
Just don't say his name.
Yo, did you hear that? So did a whole bunch of other people. That crew was having sex on the ambulance. They pressed the microphone and left it open. Stay tuned to this video. I'm going to talk to you about hooking up with partners and hooking up with other members of the healthcare team. I got you. Check it out.
Female. Trespassing on floor number 10, and the male is exposing himself. It's causing on disorder.
So imagine you're working an overnight shift with a partner that you have a mutual attraction with. And that overnight shift is pretty slow. You end up parking on a dark block under a tree where it provides a lot of shade from the street lights. A lot of times people's human nature will come into play. This happens a lot, especially if you're a dude and you're at work. You know, man, sometimes you want to have these notches under your belt. You want to know how many doctors you could end up sleeping with, how many nurses you end up sleeping with, and etc. It used to be like a competition back in the days. Me and my coworkers who were also single at the time would talk about how many girls we had on our 89, our cross street locations. How many girls did we have in the vicinity available to render their body to us because of the attraction that they had with us while wearing the uniform. And it's very appealing, man. I gotta tell you, to have girls on the street looking up to you and wanting to get with you because of the uniform, to have your co-workers and do things that you're not supposed to do in the place where you're not supposed to do it, it's pretty invigorating, and I get the allure. But I gotta tell you, man, there's a better use of your time. And the better use of your time, instead of hooking up on the ambulance like this crew just did, where their radio has the identification number, and the person who went and did this act is able to be traced down by the dispatcher, because every single radio has an ID number. So finding out who it was, the crew that was having sex on the ambulance while their microphone was open, is something that won't be too difficult. It'll be very easy for them to be reprimanded and find out and possibly lose their job. I mean, think about it. Having sex in the back of a germ factory, an ambulance, doesn't sound like the greatest thing in the world. And that's why I make this video, because I want to tell you there's a better use of your time. And the better use of your time is self-development. Because think about it. If you're having sex with a person who you do not see yourself getting married with, then why are you even having sex with them? Just because of the pleasure? Imagine that person ends up giving you an STD. Imagine that person ends up getting pregnant. Imagine you get pregnant by a man who you don't really see yourself living with for the rest of your life. Once you have that tie of having a baby, once you have that tie of exchanging body fluids and bodily energies, then that's a tie, that's a link that you cannot undo so easily, especially when there's kids involved, especially when you're doing it at work. So a better use of your energy, my man, my sister, instead of having sex while you're at work, is basically focus on becoming a better version of yourself. Focus on increasing your sexual marketplace value. So for example, if you're a dude and you know you are only attracting 5s and 6s on a scale of 1 to 10, imagine if you were to lose weight. Imagine if you were to focus on making more money and putting money in your pocket. Imagine if you were to focus on improving your education. then once you do those things, higher caliber women will be attracted to you, and you will no longer have to deal with the 5 or the 6s on a scale of 1 to 10. And if you're a dude who's dealing with 10s while being a broke ass dude, then you know that you're most likely those 10s are also broke ass bitches. Same thing goes for women. So if you're dealing with men that you're not 100% attracted to, focus on leveling up yourself as well. So instead of having sex on the ambulance, instead of hooking up with nurses and doctors, I swear to you, it used to be like a competition between me and my coworkers when I was single as well. I get it. I know where you're coming from. Like, yo, did you get this doctor's number? Did you bag her? Did you guys go out? How about the nurse? Did you hit it? Yo, how many girls you got at your cross-street location? Like, these are conversations that we used to have, focusing so much on the pleasure that we forgot on what was really a better use of our energy, which is basically becoming better ourselves. So I say that to say this, my people. I know the allure. I know the possible temptation and where the temptation comes from. And from experience, you're better off focusing on yourself and improving yourself, so that way you get a quality mate. Because you would hate for people to find out that you ended up having sex with a person that you regret having it, and now you're going to regret it even more when everybody else finds out, because EMS is like a high school. Eventually, all the information comes out. I hope this helps. Peace.